Hello and good morning. Welcome to Let's Talk About Us. I'm Zach, and we made it. It's Friday. Made it through the week, you guys. It's been a long week for me, but I'm proud of you. Proud of you for continuing on every day, going to your job, taking care of your kids, taking care of your friends, taking care of yourself. You know, week prior to this, I ended up having to go to a celebration of life for a childhood friend of mine. And it was a hard thing to do, to sit there and listen to literally hundreds of people. Like, there were so many people there that it filled up an auditorium, a school auditorium, to hear so many people share this man's story from their perspectives, to share their interactions with him, their experiences with him. It was reaffirming of him for everything I ever knew or believed about him. You know, after going through that, after hearing all that, about stuff I didn't even know about, it just struck me that he was a man among men. He was something to strive for as a person, but especially as a man. And when you hear that, you know, you probably think, oh, this guy was, you know, he was jacked, right? He was some, like, you know, alpha male dude. No. You see, when I say a man among men, he always had a smile on his face. Never once did he let anyone, at least not me, see that he was hurting or see that there was something wrong. Always he would help people every day. And if I'm being honest, he was a saint. Like, a literal saint in every meaning of the word. He was also wheelchair bound his whole life. His entire life he spent in a wheelchair. He had every reason to be angry at life, mad, to be filled with contempt or hate for life. He was not a physically healthy person, but because of who he was, because of how his mind worked, there was nothing you could do to get him to feel anything other than happiness, contentment, joy. He was always the first to become your friend in every situation. If more men were like him, it'd be a much, much happier world. And to that point, I wanted to talk about how we deal with loss as people. You know, I sat through his celebration of life, barely keeping it together, as people described their memories with him. And everyone, you know, grieves in their own way, but there's a common thread. There's a common element to grief, especially over loss, where we tend to look inward at ourselves to try and examine our memories, to try and examine our experiences with that person, to see if maybe we did something wrong, maybe we didn't spend enough time with that person when we should have. And it's fine to go through those thoughts, to go over them and examine them for what they are. And what they are is grief. What they are is pain that you are trying to avoid feeling, but it has to be felt. So when you're going through loss, when you're experiencing grief, don't dwell on your thoughts. Don't simmer on them. Think them through. Let yourself feel them. And acknowledge that you are human. And that in that, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to do things with your time that might be better spent elsewhere, but in the moment, that is the choice you made. And that's okay. It is okay. After the celebration of life, I went home and I wrote a eulogy for him, which I'm not going to share here. It's a very personal thing. But while I didn't break at his celebration of life, I did break when I started writing. See, for me, writing is one of the best ways I can get my true intentions, my feelings and emotions out. As much as you might not believe it, I'm not good at speaking when it comes to things like emotions and my most inner feelings. But writing I can do. So, however you grieve, however you deal with loss, make sure it is healthy. Make sure that when you experience it, you don't make it other people's problems. You don't negatively affect those around you, but let yourself feel the pain. Let yourself feel what is going on, because that is important. Don't stuff it down. Don't sequester it off somewhere. Allow yourself to feel it. I know this was a pretty rough topic, but that's what I have for you this Friday. So when I say this, it should mean even more to you. Go out and spend time with your friends, with your family, with those that you love, and enjoy your weekend. This has been Let's Talk About Us.